right, welcome back. So today it has arrived. So basically the ready to run Outcast or the Creighton EXB roller, something I didn't order because I'm not a big Creighton fan. They finally came out with what I thought they should have come out with, is the EXB roller in the Outcast 8S. It's definitely I think going to be a great RC, especially if you don't own an Outcast 8S. This might be the one for you. At the price point, I'm not too sure, but it's only $100 less than the Ready to Run. Ready to Run is $899 and this thing's $700. So I guess it would be considered $200 less. But you don't get the steering servo, you don't get a radio, you don't get any electronics. So by the time you add all that stuff up, you know, your Ready to Run is going to be cheaper. And the ready to Run holds up pretty good. You just have shocks bending. You have tie rods that tie rod end links that push in and out. But overall, the Ready to Run for me has been pretty good. I have bent a couple shock shafts, but I put the M2C chassis shock shafts in there on a Coke can motor setup, and it seems to be pretty good. So that's the whole reason of ordering this one. So let's get this thing out of the box, see what we get. Trying to make some room. This thing's massive. If you haven't had the A scale or the 5th scale version, these things are huge. So we're gonna go ahead and get this plastic peeled off. Check out this this body. And it doesn't cease to amaze me that the red Epic body on the Ready to Run was definitely a body to have. Had a great look. This one has the same, but if you're gonna run this body and you don't want to tear it up, my red one has lasted pretty good, but I have had to do some patches on it. One place in particular you're going to want to patch, you're going to want to reinforce right up in here. The other place you're going to want to reinforce is down in here for them tail landings. So definitely going to want to do that. But there's not much to see. You get some humongous shock shafts with this, and you can upgrade your other one. You can buy these shocks, you can buy the links. You can buy all that stuff, but honestly, it's going to run you more than buying the roller. This one will come with 2 spur gears. I guess you would call it with spur gears, I believe, in the packaging. Plus, you get the 7075 chassis. I don't know how well that chassis is going to hold up, but the stock chassis for me has held up. I just bent the front a little bit, which you got to plan on nosedives. Bending the front. So we got a whole box of parts, and this you get the new wheels and tires, which is something I'm excited to try on both RCs. I want to see if it's worth buying these for my other one, but I am going to grab the other one in here and compare it to this. So you got your servo saver that has to be fully assembled. You got both motor mounts for Coke can, big can, or small can. And then you got the upgraded spur gear, which is a good value right there. because this one definitely is going to increase the speed, especially if you're running an 800 or a 1100 kV motor. That's the spur you're going to want to run. Got some shock pistons for adjusting out your shocks. Definitely feels pretty good the way it is. You got your tool, both tools, your snap ring pliers for the drive shafts, and your wheel wrench. And then you got your boxes for both servos, whether you're going to run a full-size servo or you're going to run the Spectrum servo and a half for a 5th scale. We're going to run a full-size servo. This is the servo you guys know I love to run. These Spectrums 7.4s. I run them at 8 volts. And it will be a full-size servo, which we'll go ahead and throw into that. And then you'll have to get yourself a receiver and electronics. Go ahead and get this thing together. So I'll be putting in electronics and then showing you guys what I got. So let me go ahead and grab the other one and we'll be right back. All right, so we got the other one on the bench. Mine's a little dirty right now. Bars and Tone ran this one last time. I haven't been able to clean it up yet, but that added brace is still there. But as you see, I've reinforced the front and I've reinforced the back where it tends to tear. So the body's the same style, just a different paint scheme. Definitely looks epic with the high gloss. And the matte finish. So that's pretty cool. Definitely a nice looking body. And they are about the same thicknesses. So the other thing I like about the EXB versus the standard one is that you get sway bars front and rear on the EXB, where the standard ones you don't get the added sway bar, and that's really going to help in cornering and those rough landings where you're landing on one wheel. This sway bar is really going to help, you know, carry the RC. Also, it looks like, what else can I see? Definitely looks like it sits up higher compared to mine, but I've got a lot of weight in mine. So I think we're going to throw the Castle Mamba Monster X 8S in here. And we're going to throw another 800 kV motor in here, and then we're going to gear it properly for that. You still get the split upper braces like on the original Outcast, but you can see these rear links are basically twice the size. So this rear link, you can see there's very little, about 2 fingers showing of the rod, where the original, this one had a tendency of pushing in on both sides. And as you see, it's about 5 fingers length on this rod versus the massive thickness of this. So you can tell there's been a big change there. Shock towers look the same. They've got the added brace down here, which is good. The battery trays are set to the smallest setting. I've opened up my battery trays. I mean, I don't see too much difference. So as you see, I haven't bent the shock shafts on these. And we took this one out and bashed it really, really hard on this ready to run. My ready to run's been pretty good. Bumper is, like I said, a little twisted, but not too bad. But the EXB definitely looks like it sits up a lot higher than this. So hopefully, and the shocks definitely feel, you can see these come down and don't really spring up. But this is new. I've been beating the heck out of that one. So we're gonna go ahead and throw some electronics in this, and you can see the height difference on the tires. The new tires definitely are about a finger's width taller, which is pretty cool. It's awesome to see that. I wonder if pillow balls are already loose. I wonder if these are going to get loose. You can see how loose that is right out of the box. A lot of play in that. A lot of play in that one too. So I'm kind of curious, are these pillow balls going to loosen up like these? So just a few things I'm curious about. This one, I have the PPS mount in it, but I believe we're going to just be able to use the mounts that they give us with the EXB, and we'll see how that goes. But overall, I think it's going to be an epic RC, and what we're going to do is I'm going to throw Coke can setup in that. We're going to get this one cleaned up, take it out, and we're going to run them side by side and see if I notice any differences in the suspension and the way it handles. I haven't really pulled in my rods too bad that I'm noticing. I do have some camber to that wheel, not too bad, but I think the biggest thing are the sway bars, the bigger links, and the shock shafts. And then of course the dual gearing that they give you. But there we go, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you as soon as we get that all put together. Thanks for watching.